Welcome to Laugh and Learn. I'm Gerald from TarotStache, here with Purple Elephant Deb H and Medium Betsy Palmer. Today, we're talking about the word of the year and why one word can guide your choices better than a resolution. So this is I do want to welcome everybody. It's great to see so many people here. Thank you. And I also appreciate Betsy and Deb. Please make sure you are subscribed to both of their channels. Links are in the description. Deb was telling me that she's been posting some videos and people aren't watching them.
That has happened. And somehow I'm missing the algorithm. So
go help the algorithm because we don't want Deb to be sad.
No, we don't.
because we don't. And so, Betsy, how are you?
I'm doing very well today. Thank you, Gerald. It's my Saturday. It's my Saturday morning. And what a great way to start the weekend for me.
Excellent. And Deb, how are you?
I'm doing okay. And wrestling Monkey, as you can see.
I think Monkey just needs the extra attention because you're talking to someone other than Monkey.
That's it. He's jealous. Yes.
Yes.
Look at that pose. That's just hysterical.
I know. I love that. I'm doing much better than I have been. Some of you have been following along. I have been not feeling well, and I think I'm on the other side of it. Lots of hot tea with honey, lots of great healing. So this is wonderful, and I was also sharing backstage with Betsy and Deb. Even when things are hard, when we choose to expect the best outcome, we can get the best outcome.
Yes.
Even when we are feeling bleh, that's a great word, isn't it? Bleh.
I know. How do you spell that?
Yeah.
No, don't spell it.
Yeah. Let me see. Do I have a word of that for that?
I think you do. I think you do.
Yeah. But if we expect the best and we get out of the way and where we choose to focus our attention. So it's like perfect. I do want to say hello to Beth. We have Beth, Espacio Rising, Nancy, A Crone's Intuition, Plucky Heroine, Gardening Lurkin today. And Nancy is lurking today. And Hypnicity is here. Tapioca Thievery. We have Pamela Batchelor. Sherry is here. We have Madame Maru. And thank you, Madame Maru, for putting in Deb's stream.
Yeah, thank you.
And Pamela has said it's nice to see us together. And hello, all chatters here for the word of the year. And oh, look, Sherry has subscribed to Deb. So, and yeah, the stash does help with that. Gerald, I got vertigo with my head cold. Demonstrating yoga poses yesterday was interesting. Oh, wow. Viviani has arrived, and
hey.
Maru has said that. Spelled it out for us. Yeah. And Linda Kelzer is here. Yes, Monkey is so cute. So
he knows it too, so don't encourage him.
Yeah. And Nalani is still in the grief over the loss of Bobby Weir. Yeah. It's got you down. Grew up with the Grateful Dead. Mm-hmm. Yes.
All the DJs on the station I listen to, it's the community radio station here. They're all doing just tributes back and forth and back and forth. Pretty much every channel, even the classical ones or the jazz ones, they do like soft jazz covers to Grateful Dead songs. It's just hysterical. But yes,
Oh
it's like,
wow,
been a week-long tribute.
yeah. J Cat Lady has arrived, and Raven Tarot Meditation also has arrived. Now we're talking about the word of the year. And here's I've got a little bit of research, surprise, and a quick history of the word of the year. The one word practice is really hard to pin down to one single inventor, but one major popularizer is Allie Edwards, who says she began her one little word tradition in 2006. I have to say that's probably when I heard it from somebody at work. And I was like, it immediately caught my attention. Susanna Conway has popularized a Find Your Word yearly practice and states she's been choosing a word for many years, currently says for 17 years in her 2026 workshop materials. Now, that being said, word of the year is different than what dictionaries and social media says. We're talking about a word of the year, which is what you use instead of a resolution. So let me get caught up in the chat. If somebody has said something, let me know that I need to catch. So the idea of is okay. Let me ask you this. Now I have sent Betsy and Deb a list of questions for things for them to get them to go,
Mm-hmm.
And, when you hear word of the year, what makes you lean in instead of rolling your eyes? And people in the chat, feel free to tell me, when you hear the idea of the word of the year, what makes you lean in instead of roll your eyes? Who'd like to start?
I'll go.
Go for it.
For me, being a co-creator of Our World fan, finding a word for the year was an opportunity to call desirable events to me. An open invitation to create the life I wish for versus victim of circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got me instantly ears boink, was just thinking, oh, co-create the whole year. I get that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like that. What do you think, Deb?
Well, I'm thinking what can carry a word all the way through a year instead of something impulsive. Something impulsive is going to make people roll their eyes, especially if they know you well. Then something. So you're looking for a word that's going to spur you to action,
Mm-hmm.
help you be inspired. You're looking for something that's going to really draw you in. So not self-serving, not you're not looking for something that's going to attract attention to yourself or something like that. That will roll people's eyes
Mm-hmm.
faster than anything. So that's my thought on it. That it needs to be kind of a meaty word, a weighty meaning to the word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, when I first heard about this, I literally leaned into the person. I'm like, what is this idea of the word of the year? And what she had said, it's a word to help you make the decisions in everyday life. Because this was a time period when I don't know if you all remember it, but when every company has a mission statement, every company has a vision statement, Every individual has a mission statement or a vision statement. I just got so caught. I tried. It did not resonate with me. A word of the year leans in because I'm going, I can handle a word instead of, it's like, I want more about this idea of something that's concise and easy to remember, something that's engaging.
Yes.
So we've had a few people who ethnicity has said, my word of the year is possibilities.
Oh, cool.
Pamela likes it because it's concise and I remember it easily all year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Timmy said, for me, word of 2026 will be truth. This is the year when all the truthful people win. And Linda de Gonzalez is here and says, well, then the word is clarity for me for sure.
That's a good word.
I love that. And and by the way, I forgot to tell everybody, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. One thing, when you think about the, Shine Truth is here. Hello. And Beth has shared word. To me, a resolution is too specific, e.g. work out more, cook healthy things. But a word is very general and it can be applied everywhere to anything. Yes. And that actually leads beautifully into here's why I think resolutions often fail. It's because they're vague or they're all or nothing.
Yes.
A word is flexible and that can survive imperfect weeks and still guide the next choice.
Yes.
But I saw somewhere that by January 10th, people have stopped their New Year's resolutions. And I'm like, but that's actually sad.
It was kind of hilarious when I was in the wholesale produce business. January 1st was the day when our salad mix sales spiked because everybody was, for 2 weeks, everybody was on the resolution diet. It only lasted 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, and it's also the idea of a word of the year gives us an approach framing rather than an avoidance framing. Oftentimes we're making resolutions to stop doing something.
Yes.
I want to lose weight is still, I got to stop being fat. I've got to stop being obese.
You just
stop. Yeah, we're just stop. Gerald, just stop. Just stop, Gerald. Because I remember the idea of Lent. I remember this back in Vatican II times. There was a switch between, you give up something for Lent. Instead, there was a switch to, instead of giving up something, do something with intention. And this word of the year allows that to happen. So it's like, a word is able to help us move towards something. And that way we can actually keep moving. We can keep moving. Whereas avoidance-oriented things, that's the New Year's Eve experiment. Well, let's see what can happen if. So a word is also a cue for small plans. I think we all said that, it's small. I can actually do something with that. And if you think about, if you need a little bit more with that, you can add, upgrade the word by pairing it with a simple if then, it's this idea of this is such and such, and then this can happen. It's like, Betsy, you were talking about, it's creating the world in which you want to live. So
and a word you can, if you don't beat yourself up for not doing it for a bit. It's easy to come back to and pick up again. It's a word is it's not like it's trying to change you in such a drastic way that you will not come back to it once if you stop.
Yeah. Nalani said, I stopped doing resolution years ago, switched to a word. Last year it was revelations. The year before it was clarity. And then followed up with, I think, where'd it go? I had to follow up. I realized that resolution was a setup for failure for me. We will talk about this because even words can be a setup of a challenge for you.
Can be.
And so Nancy Cron's intuition said, my word this year is pause. Tapioca Thievery said, my word is manifestation. And so when you're in the yoga business, it's the same thing, Betsy. January, the classes fill up, and then back to normal attendance. I remember an ad at one point of somebody who was overweight working on a treadmill, and it's like, being mean is looking at the person on the treadmill January 1st and laughing at them.
That is being mean.
That is being mean.
Yeah, that'd be mean on June 1st too. So
that'd be mean on June 1st. However, the other thing is when you see that person on June 1st still there, that's when you go, yeah. You notice the beautiful power in that. New Year's resolutions are set expectations, and that is a path of failure, in my opinion. Better to set intentions.
Yes.
Yeah. And Shine Truth said, I don't make resolutions. It's overrated. Every day I try to put my best foot forward. If I step back, just pick up my foot and keep moving forward. And a word of the year is perfect for this.
Yes.
Hi, Angie Burks. So, Plucky Heroine said, I wrote out my resolutions in outline form and broke at least 5 of them in 2 days. Here's the other thing. Picking a word, you can do it any time of the year. You can do it now. Yes, Sherry, intentional. My word is resistance in all aspects of my life whenever I feel necessary. But if it's verbal, I will channel Jane Austen for subtlety. Cheers. I love that. Love me some subtlety there. So we've talked a little bit about this, but what's the difference between choosing a word and choosing a goal? I think for me, a goal is a desired outcome. A word is how I wish to inhabit the world. It's a guiding principle. It's not just, goals are great little markers along the way. A word for me is much more intrinsic. It's who I am, and it's how I behave in any situation that can come up.
Well, and I think a goal is kind of like set in stone, sort of. And a word is more flexible, and you can kind of go in and out of a word. Whereas a goal, you're going on a generally straight path toward that goal. but a word you can, like I said, weave in and out. You can change it by putting it with another word. You can inhabit it. There's all kinds of things you can do with a word that you can't do with a goal. A goal is sort of one directional.
Yeah.
For me, it landed a little bit differently. What's the difference between a word and a goal? And I got, as I just sat there thinking about how that landed for me at this moment, it was idealism or commitment or call to action. Commitment to action or call to action.
Mm.
For me, setting a goal really is a call to action. And are you committing to it? And the word, in thinking about it, I remember words when I first started trying it were kind of idealistic, like ah la la la, or just so broad in general. For me, is the way it started, and now I like to see my word and my goal kind of enmeshed.
I like that, because when they're enmeshed, you're more likely to be successful with both of them. Yeah. Fluidity is the difference between, I think, in relation to a word and a goal. And a goal has a timeline. That's true. And a word is just always is. I love Beth. I love me some Beth Espacito Rising. Not to be too lowbrow, but I could remember my word. I definitely will forget what my goal was. I hear ya. I hear ya. Maroose shared goals are usually physical accomplishments. Word can be abstract concepts and principles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sherry said, change my mind. Simplify is my word. Hey, Eva J has joined us. Timmy said, setting an intentional goal is part of assertiveness, boundaries and bindings that are a path to spiritual or elemental manifestation. I like defining my life this way recently. Good. So, and Eva's word is going to be hope. How do you know a word is real and not just aspirational cosplay?
I got this one right off the bat. What in my head I heard was, is your word a lotto ticket or intentions for your desired outcome?
Ooh. Boom. Boom. I'm going to ask that again, and people who are watching, how do you know a word is real, not aspirational cosplay? Did you have a thought about this one, Deb?
My thought is, I keep hearing the word lofty. If it's too lofty, then you're going to run into trouble trying to live up to that word.
Yes.
So you don't want to pick a word that it's impossible for you to do, or that it's like cosplay. It's like putting on a costume and being someone else. You want it to be authentic to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Bonzo said aspirational cosplay, like fake it till you make it. I would say it's much more, Bonzo, the idea of you can tell it's fake.
Yeah.
Magical thinking. Isn't that what the nice doctors call it?
Magical thinking. Oh, I hadn't heard of that for a while.
Yeah. Like you're putting on a mask.
Say that again?
It's like you're putting on a mask.
Oh, yes.
Fantasy.
Yes, it's fantasy. I
Yeah.
would also say it's definitely, it's for the social media rather than for real life.
For real life, yes.
A word is not filtered. A word is real. Okay. We have got some great comments. Maru said, "You feel it in your guts and your soul."
Yeah.
For me, when I'm auditioning words, because yes, I do audition them, I interview them, and do all of that stuff.
Right.
But boy, let me tell you, when I get a word that's close or something's going on, it's sort of making me go, and I want to pay attention to what's happening next. So, yeah. Beth said, "Cosplay for me, it's a gut reaction, kind of like tarot. Is it coming from an intellectual place or from your gut?" And yeah, reality ain't real. Okay.
That's a different laugh and learn, babe.
Yes, that's a whole different thing.
We'll schedule that one down the road.
There you go. Timmy said, "It's been historically established that 80% of the people who win gigantic cash lotteries regret it ever happened to them. They end up in various states of despair, of anxiety, and despair and failure." Yeah, it's because they don't know what to do with that.
I met a couple of big lotto winners here, because I work in tourist industry. Some of them are pretty happy, I gotta tell you. I know there's a lot of statistics to the contrary, but there's a few of them that are pretty darn happy.
Yeah. Facades are false. Uh-oh, here we go. Linda's going, "What do you mean real, Gerald? Is the word in the dictionary because it in shitification wasn't a word until it was? Real as in congruent with your inner reality? Different animal." I would say it is congruent with my inner reality.
I did not see this conversation going down this deep rabbit hole.
Yes.
I did.
And oh, did you?
Yes. Because the prompts are too deep.
Mm.
Or questions, yes.
That said, I would like to personally test that statistic, Raven Tarot meditation. I wouldn't mind that easy.
I wouldn't mind testing it either.
And it's okay to hold a word as inspiration. You are not there yet, but you are on your way. Not fake, perhaps not real yet, an authentic inspiration. Very nicely said. And I would actually say, if you need to make up a word that encompasses what you want, make it up.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about magic. And Linda's one for specificity. No, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. This is really thoughtful. So clarity, Maru, yes. So here, okay. So, what does your work, that's your intuitive mediumship energy, suggest about how intention actually sticks? What does your individual work suggest about how intention actually sticks? And go for it. Selena is here. Hello. And Timmy is reminding us Linda is always specifically right.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so
Uh-oh. Wait.
How does your work, intuitive mediumship energy, suggest about how intention actually sticks? Betsy, go for it.
Here's what I got. By paying attention to it. Post it, little all around the house, going out the door, on the mirror, whatever. Meditation, journaling, thinking it through to final outcomes, conducting your actions yourself in alignment with what the word means to you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I actually think this is thought provoking for me because, this question was created and I went, ooh, because my work actually suggests that the intention sticks because it shows up at the right time. It's a word that immediately comes of. It's like, I was thinking about this yesterday. Okay, so this is just Gerald's, for entertainment purposes only. I have been sick for 2 weeks. I woke up on Sunday and said, I am moving through the day as if I am not sick. That is my intention. This is my new reality. So I got up, I did a few things, and then I paused and I went, I'm still not feeling well. And if I were feeling well and I felt like this, what would I do? I said I would lay down for a little bit to get my body back in line. So I got my body back in line and laid down for a little bit, and then I got back up. So the idea of that is the word, and the word that I have chosen for the year I applied gives me the flexibility to pay attention to the moment to make the right choice for the next move. And it's appropriate every single time it comes up. Every single time it shows up.
Say the question again, Gerald.
Of course. How does your work, intuitive mediumship energy, suggest? What does your work suggest about how intention actually sticks?
I wanted to add that my word this year causes me to stop and pause. So that just the pause and remembering what the intention is can boy, I forgot it again already. Can bring everything to it can show how your intention is how it's well. Help me out, Gerald.
I think what you're saying is that it's going to meet you where you are, and it's going to feel intrinsically aligned.
Yes.
You're not going to be battling it. I think for me, my word of the year is one that's making me slow down to make an informed choice.
Yes.
Rather than to try to rush through things.
Exactly.
Okay, getting caught up in the great chat. Gerald, that's what I said too. Move about the cabin as if I'm not sick, but then I fell over during downward facing dog. I'm so sorry. I mean, it's funny. But Linda said, and if you're in alignment with yourself, your next move shows up and you naturally make the best choice for you. It all just fits once you're aligned in alignment with yourself. Yeah. Here we go. Intentional manifestation, both spiritual and elemental, is where success lives. One thing at a time, if possible. Growth comes after a pause. And I think growth comes because of pauses. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I try to rush too much, and I can't see my mistakes until I pass them and see them in the rearview mirror. What's a gentle way to recover when you abandon the word for 3 weeks? Oh, I know how to do this. What's a gentle way to recover when you abandon the word for 3 weeks? Write it down again with intention in your journal and date it.
Yes.
You've reactivated it. You've plugged it in.
And you can even meditate on it a bit.
You can meditate on it. Or yes, you can also meditate on why it went away for 3 weeks.
Oh, yes.
That was what I said. That when the word floats back to you, or that like, oh wait, what did I do? I abandoned my word thing. When that floats into your awareness, to just pause, say thank you to your spirit team for calling your attention to it, and then reflect on how you feel. What does it feel like now? You've abandoned the word. Why? Did you just forget? Were you just busy? Or was there some kind of resistance coming up? Or was something bubbling and brewing under there that you need to step away and take time to reflect on all of that, that
Mhm.
they're kind of stiff?
I like that. That also goes back to what Beth says. Show yourself grace and patience, and don't beat yourself up. You can journal as to why you didn't use the word. Perhaps it was best at the moment.
Yeah.
Nalani even suggested, is it time to find a new word? Maybe, but you don't know. I think change can be very helpful, but we have to. It is an important thing when you're choosing a word of the year to do so, to go about make the whole process an intentional thing. Add magic to it, pull cards on it, do whatever it is that works for you. I actually am curious to see people who are watching this, how do you choose your word of the year? If you've chosen a word of the year previously.
This year, I had my spirit guides gave me my word.
Oh, say more, Deb.
So while I was in I think I was in a practice group, and we did a guided meditation to a place, and the spirit guide, I asked my guide for a gift to bring back from the meditation, and they gave me the word then. So there are several ways you can get a new word, meditate. Sometimes it'll just pop into your head. That's your spirit guides giving you one. And this year, my spirit guides intentionally wanted me to know that they were giving me the word, that it wasn't something that I could just toss out, because they were expecting something from me.
Okay. Are you willing to share your word of the year?
Oh, certainly. My word is perception.
Ooh, good one.
So I need to stop and look at things from other points of view than the one I initially see.
Okay. Linda said, I love that, Deb. Mine just fell into my head. Spirit guides are not direct with me. They like me to think it was my idea.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Of course. And Eva said, that's so great. I kept seeing the word. It would show up in various places, just out and about, kept seeing it and realized it held an energy. That is absolutely a great way to do that, especially, for people who are empathic. Timmy said, perhaps a person can have multiple words that guide. 7 years ago, my word was sobriety, and I've kept that word close every year since. Timmy, I fully support that, because if they're building and they're sharing a story where you're still going, I love that. I love that. Betsy, are you willing to share are you willing to share your word?
Absolutely. Thank you, Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
My word is ease. Not easy, ease. I thought following our last conversation, I found myself really attracted to the word inconceivable, because my December was a series of events no one could have ever foreseen, and things, very important things that I had been swimming around in the murky stew of life for over a year with this stuff. And it got resolved in like 48 hours in December. And so I was like, this is wonderful, inconceivable. And then, and very fortunate, very fortunate things happened very quickly. And I was so appreciative of how lucky I had been. And a couple of people pointed out that they felt like it was more of a well-deserved turn of events in my life, that I had been working very hard on shadow work and growth and understanding for a very long time, and that it was time for the universe to start reflecting that back to me. And this is what the universe was trying to do. So I decided that I was going to switch to the word ease, and my intention for the year is that I accept unlimited ease and success throughout the duration of this lifetime. Because I did the math. I have been doing shadow work for 40 years, folks. 40.
Wow.
Yeppers. And so why not, right? I think I'm going a little tangent. Sorry, guys. Stop me when I've gone too long. I came into the inner journey thinking that you were never finished. It was never resolved. It was never done. There's always room to grow. You try hard. It's not 100%, but you just keep trying. You keep doing the best you can. You dedicate yourself to what's important to you. And when all of this stuff came to pass and people were giving me this feedback, I was like, yeah, so where is point B? I started at point A, and I knew there was a point B. When does one know they arrive at it? And I was like, well, why not now? I have worked hard.
Yeah.
Why not now? Just decide I've arrived there. And that's what I'm doing this year. I've decided I've arrived there, and the universe can reflect it. And I'm trying to work with my unconscious and subconscious minds about how to allow this ease and success in through the cracks in my defenses, and to just accept that life is going to move differently for me.
I like that.
Yes, I do too.
With grace and ease.
And accepting what the universe has in store.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, and that's the other thing, that idea, Deb, of accept it with ease. Doesn't mean you necessarily have to believe it. You have to be willing to allow it to come in.
That's the thing. Many of us are not, we don't accept it when it comes our way. We think we don't deserve it, or it's not ours, or whatever reason our brain comes in and says, that's not for you. But it is for you. Accept it. Open your arms and accept it.
Yeah, a remote viewing instructor has that little catchphrase to her subconscious. She recommends you say, please help me allow success to come through the cracks of my defenses. And she said, just try it. Whether you believe it or not, just try it and see what happens. And there's power there. It's not an overnight power, but there's definitely a power there.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Thank you. Thank you, Betsy. I like that. My word of the year is curate.
I love that.
And for me, I've had lots of different words. For those of you who knew me back when I had 2 channels, The Hermit Mage, I actually have a playlist for the word of the year, and I think it was 2021, and my word was the word step. And it worked out very well for about 4 months, and then I decided to pull all of my attention here. But the word curate for me, when I look at a word, I have to do a deep dive into the meaning of that word how it has grown and evolved, there's magic in words.
Yes.
And so for me, curate is it is one of those things. It's a curator is someone who is a caretaker or overseer. So I curate what energy is around me. I curate what my environment looks like. I curate my channel. I curate what comes into my brain. And curate does not mean the same thing as perfect. Curate means everything is there for a reason. And sometimes that reason is to create discomfort or a bit of chaos.
Yes.
I love the idea of, for me, there's also curate had a clergy role where an English curate, is someone who was taking care of souls. And in my mind, the idea of curate, it's taking care of my soul and my environment. And when I said, as I was laying in bed yesterday morning, part of me said, all right, if I'm going to curate my day, what day how am I going to start? And I got out of bed, I had breakfast, and I took a shower, and then I started to move. If I'm curating my afternoon, what is it that I want to have in with me? It works. It worked out very well. So my word is curate. No, I'm not going to wander around and going, I'm curating this, I'm curating that. Instead, it's more of a, it's there because I'm like going, if I were to curate my reaction to this, what could it be? And then make the choice of what I want it to be. So,
I have a word that they've been screaming in my head, Gerald.
Yes.
Discernment, because discernment is such an amazing thing. And as you're describing your process about curating, I'm thinking there's discernment. This is like taking a pause and thinking things through, I love this.
And thank you. And I'm glad they're shouting. Thank them. It's also an important thing. It's amazing how each of our words, perception, ease, and curate, can evolve depending upon the situation and what's included. Yeah.
We all have. I was thinking that too, that we all have words that can go with us through the whole year. They can apply to several different things, even at one time. We can use them to help us gain clarity through the entire year, or just through today, or through the next hour. It's however long you want to set for yourself for a time period to be working on your word. And you don't have to do it consciously every day. It's something that you may find yourself just doing, especially if you get in the habit. It takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So do it for 21 days and then see whether or not it has become a habit for you.
Yeah. Eva said the word hope has been with them for several years, but the other word is grace. And Janet DC said, love the idea of curating, choosing what will take up space in time in your day. So now this is a question, is like, how would you translate your word into one daily practice that takes 5 minutes? I'm go ahead, Deb.
For me, it would be to meditate on it. Maybe write it down and then use that for a guide for a meditation.
Mm-hmm. And for me, it is one of those things. I'm looking at this as aesthetics. How does this fit with what I have? And how can I rearrange these things so that they work together? It's like curating a dinner plate. I need something green on this plate to offset this. It's very aesthetic for me. And it's not just visually aesthetic, it's energetically aesthetic for Gerald. Nalani said giving thanks. Betsy, how about you?
Yeah, for me, I had a couple of ideas, like Deb, meditation, yeah, using it as a journal prompt. If you just took that word and wrote it in a journal and every day took a moment to connect to how do I feel about this today, it would be amazing how many different things would come up in a year's time. And also in a little grounding and centering ceremony, get yourself in that sweet spot, call up your bubble, and just take your word and sit in the bubble with that word for a little bit and just hold it in your heart.
I like that. I just got an image of me sitting with the word curate and listening to what it has to say about my situation or my circumstances. So
I love that.
Yeah, that's a great way to do the meditation with that. What's a red flag word? One that sounds good, but turns into self-judgment. Now, I have a whole bunch written down on this, obviously. Do either of you have stuff written down on this that you want to start? Go for it, Betsy.
Yeah, I got a shorty. Anything that's demanding perfection. If it's an effort to alter physical or psychological truth, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Demanding perfection, just setting a vague and high expectation that you're going to deliver. Yeah.
True. Deb?
I couldn't think of any specific words, but I was thinking it would have to be words that they're like the mask that we talked about earlier, that you would put on instead of being able to really inhabit. It's a word that would be impossible for you to attain to.
Yeah. For me, is if I'm thinking, if a word is a red flag, it makes my shoulders tighten. It makes me stop breathing, and not in a good way, because it's suddenly I suddenly get a pressure of failure. Oh, if I don't do that, then this happens. And this is a word of the year should never do that. Pick words that can behave as a compass, and a compass doesn't yell at you for getting lost. It keeps pointing north, even when you are lost. Your word is your compass. Let it be that. Don't expect it to, keep you always going, that you're always going to get there. Keep moving. It's a compass. And Beth said, anything that sounds like a judgmental a-hole is saying it. Yeah. Timmy said, striving towards perfection is honorable, but expecting perfection is a dangerous thing. I used to make that mistake all the times. Oh, yeah, and definitely. Sounds like the physical reactions one feels when being scolded, Gerald. Yeah. So, oh, and yes, it's okay to rest while you're traveling, because that word is always going to point. And sometimes you need to reset your compass. You need to spin around about 4 times and stop and go, okay, which way am I going? So I love the idea of this word as a compass. You know, it just keeps pointing. It just keeps pointing. Not only okay, necessary, yes. You have to rest.
Yes.
Yes. If your word has a boundary, what would it protect?
It would protect you. It's your word should. It almost should have a boundary to be protective of you, of yourself, so that when you're working on your word, there is your psyche, your person are protected while you're engaged in doing the work.
Mm-hmm. Betsy, what are you thinking? There was a heavy sigh.
Yeah. What does it protect? It protects your resolve to move in your intended direction. And
Mm-hmm.
there's integrity is kind of bouncing around in my head too, which I guess is kind of the same thing. Really, it protects your intention and your will of where you're going. Yeah.
Yeah. Nalani said it protects my heart. It protects my ideals, your ideals. I was thinking it protects my truth. And sometimes with a word, I don't know fully that truth, because discovering the truth is the reason for the word. And it's that process, which is an important aspect for me. Creatively, process is important for me. So it protects my process and my truth.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. We have Oh, okay. We have here's if someone can't find a word, what's the next best step?
Well, not panic, not be hard on yourself, be gentle with yourself, and I'm gonna say, consult your natal chart or your astrological chart to find out when a fortuitous shift of forward propulsion is in the horizon. Maybe today's just not the day. Maybe you're not in the right space to make a choice for 365 days. It's a long time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ask for help. Yeah. 3 of Pence.
I would think too that you would want to stop trying so hard. If you're trying too hard, then it's not, nothing sounds like it would be good. It may be that the word that you should choose is there. You just are overlooking it because you think it's too hard, or you think that you're thinking too much. Stop thinking so much and think more with your soul, with your heart.
Mm-hmm.
What moves your heart? That's the direction you should step.
Yes. I love that. Maru has said you can use a phrase.
You could.
Yeah.
Beth said, if you can't find a word, have fun with it. Play, do some bibliomancy. you can find some wacky words and maybe even one that resonates.
Maybe.
I think for me, the big thing is if you can't find a word, don't compare yourself to others. Comparison sucks. Don't use somebody else's word because it's always somebody else's word. It's not yours. And I also think, there's that idea of, I remember going through the phases of developing my mission statement and my vision statement and my purpose statement and going through that whole process. It never worked for me because that's not the way Gerald processes things. I love the idea of play. Play with it. Be silly. Pay attention to the world around you. And it needs.
Ask yourself what you want. What do you want? What is your desire for the coming year?
Yes.
Yeah.
And remember, there aren't any hard and fast rules. Just,
for goodness sake, pick a word for the week.
there you go.
Why not?
And if a week is too long, pick a word for the day.
There you go.
And I think that's so. If somebody can't find a word, what's the next best step? Stop trying so hard. I know, easier said than done. Do some bibliomancy. Love that. Put on your favorite tunes. Love that. Take a nap. Asking to wake up with a word. The other thing is that, if you think about a word and you're struggling with it and it's not sticking, something that I like to do is I like to say, what would this word curate choose in the next 10 minutes?
Ooh.
What would perception choose in the next 10 minutes? What would ease choose in the next 10 minutes? I mean, do speed dating for your word. Pull out some tarot cards. Do a tarot spread.
Yep.
I mean, if you have tarot, great. You have oracle cards, shuffle the heck out of them, stop when it feels, and go, boom. Let me play with that.
Could ask the radio to help too. Sometimes the radio is a big help for that stuff, right?
Absolutely.
I think last time I told the story when I was in my series of fortunate events and I'm about to get in a car and drive to an airport, and all this was turning in my head about how can this be happening so fast? What am I going to do? La, 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 la. I had started the car to let it warm up. And when I walked back to it, the radio was playing. I opened the door and Bob Marley was saying, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right. So ask the radio to help.
I love that. And Betsy is right. What do you want is a very important question, and it is part of deciding to always be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent. I was about to ask if you can change your word. Your word, of course you can. Go for it.
You make your own rules.
Yes. And Eva said, most of what comes to me is born from word games, and it helps me to formulate stories around it. Love that. Use what you're doing. So I love that. Everyone, thank you very much for watching. Betsy, any last minute thoughts that we didn't get to?
Last minute thoughts. For me, it kind of circles back around because I think in some of the prompt questions, one was what does the word offer you? And for me, it circled right back around to the first question about it gives hope for creating the life I truly see myself in and hope for myself, instead of just feeling like I'm here and the world is happening to me.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Deb, thoughts?
I think that you should be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you can't find a word. Don't beat yourself up if you forget your word. Just, we're doing this as an anchor to having a successful life and being a good human being. So remember that there aren't any hard and fast rules. Be gentle with yourself and be gentle with other people as well.
Please remember, a word of the year, your word of the year is meant to be a compass. It's always going to be pointing north. If you get lost, it's always going to be pointing. Allow it to be that. Try it on for size. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, great. And so I appreciate everybody spending time with us. Thank you. If you're watching the playback, please drop your word in the comments, or the word you're considering. If this did help, please, by all means, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and understand we know you have a lot of things to do with your time, and we appreciate you spending some of that time with us. Thanks, everyone. Take care.